Yo, also, guys, Pro5 here, welcome. Today we're making a kind of a different video from my usual. This is going to be Probe's basic guide on computers. So I'm basically going to be going over my setup, my rig system thing, what I'm gaming on, recording and rendering and all that good stuff for the YouTubes. What I'm going through that on. We're going to be going through proper ways to take care of your system. And basically, besides proper what, ew, my room's really echoey. Proper ways to take care of your system and basically basic parts you need to do, or basic parts you need to build a computer. That one, English. Thank you. So basically every part in my system, and I'm also, if I remember, I'm going to be doing what I would wish to be gaming on, but is like bare minimum, because this PC is a HP pre-built computer, which has all of its regular parts in it, except for this power supply. And other than that, we're going to go through all of that. By the end, you should at least have a basic knowledge on computers if you don't already have one. Anyway, and also, sorry if the video's a little, like, wobbly. It's because I am recording this on my phone since my camera decided to record in 720p instead of recording in 1080, which it should be able to record in. And just because I was having a heck of a time figuring out the exposure and the ISO, because they just did not want to work. So recording this on my phone, so it's a little wobbly, but I have a pretty steady hand, so it shouldn't be that bad. So first of all, since I already tried to record this more than once, first of all, what I have going on here is one thing you first need. I've already taken it out of my system because it was in the way. First thing you need to make sure you have is you need to make sure you have a hard drive. Mine is a Toshiba 1 terabyte, 7,200 RPM hard drive, which does 6 gigabits per second, which is an extremely good hard drive. But nonetheless, you need to make sure you have at least one hard drive that at least has storage, that at least has, hey look, that's funny, at least has, I would say 500 gigabytes, because nowadays Windows takes up, like, I think at least 100 gigabytes, if you get, like, the Pro version or whatever. So you need a fairly beefy hard drive. So this is a terabyte hard drive. This is really good. You can't do anything on a hard drive if you don't, or on a computer if you don't have a hard drive, or solid state drive, which I do not have one. Thanks, HP. Thank you. Next thing is, I'm just gonna get this out of the way, and I just dropped my hard drive pretty much. Is power supply. I'm not gonna be taking this out of my system just because these cables are so long for what my pre-built system needs. So it's just a huge rat's nest, and it would just be unnecessarily hard and time-consuming and pointless, pretty much. So basically, I know what it is, and I have the box, and I'll show you guys what that is. This is an EVGA 430 watt, 80 plus white power supply, and let's see, I'm just gonna go grab the box. Alright, so like I said, this is the only part in my system, right here. This is the only part in my system that I have, that I've actually changed out from the manufacturer build, because this is actually a fairly decent spec for the price and basically everything. So this is an EVGA 430 watt, nice finger you got there, 80 plus certified power supply. Let's see if we can find anything special else on here. EVGA special. So first things first as well, when you're building a PC, you want to make sure your power supply has enough to power whatever you have. Because when this came, this computer had a HP made power supply that was only 180 watts, which is terrible if you guys know anything about computers. It was barely enough to drive my CPU and everything else. It was barely just enough. And that can cause unstable systems So I would say the least you need to go. There we go. There's the box. The least you need to go for is at least a 300 watt. But it's best if you get a 400. It's best if you get one that's 80 plus certified. Because that means it's 80 plus efficiency at load. So it knows some things. It does some things. So next. All right. Next thing you need to make sure you have is at least one stick of RAM. Mine is I have 2 sticks, adding up to a total of 6 gigs of RAM. So focus. There you go. This is apparently a 2 gig stick, and then my other one in there must be a 4 gig stick. Yeah, because these are different colors. So you need to make sure you have a RAM stick. In today's standards, you need to make sure... God, so close. You need to make sure you have at least 4 gigs of RAM. Most computers, like most processes, like you need for your computer will need to at least be will at least need 4 gigabytes of RAM. 2 is not enough. 512 megabytes, nowhere near enough. So you need this. God, why do I keep speaking like that? You need this, or basically your system won't start, because this is where what we call hot files. Hot files are stored on here. So basically, the hot files are what your CPU needs to access really on the quick. So basically, these store hot files. Your CPU accesses the hot files. And if you don't have this, your CPU can't function because it can't. This reads at only 6 gigabit per second. Or no, 6 gigabytes per second. That's networking. These can read at something like insane, like 17,000 megabytes per second, which is somewhere in the neighborhood of, I want to say, like 16 gigs. Like, it's something really high. Even though I only have 6 gigs, but it depends on what they're running at. So, next part, if I can put my thing back in. Also, one quick thing as well. I repeat, do not open your computer case on any sort of carpet, because that will cause static electricity, and static electricity for this is bad. It's bad. It will kill your system immediately. I'm only doing it because I'm stupid and I have nowhere else I can really record that has good lighting and what's the word I'm looking for here? That has good lighting and, well, I can record it, to be honest. So don't do it. Use an anti-static wrist strap if you have one. Please just don't open your computer on carpet unless you're stupid like me and you don't mind completely killing your system. So just with that out of the way, next component. Oh, by the way, I will be doing a another video on how to build a PC. Hopefully with less shaky video. How to build a PC, because I'll take everything out of the system. I mean, but I need a full day for this, because this is disgusting. This is terrible. So I can't do it right now because it's 4 o'clock, and 4 o'clock means I don't have enough time in the day, and not enough time in the day, or at least, no, I might be able to put this out tomorrow. I don't know. But, anyways, I'll show you how to build all it and put it all together and what steps you need to do. So other than that, let's just kind of get right into it. This is something you don't really need, but you can get one if you want. This is not really necessary, but this is an optical drive, which of course mine doesn't have power for anymore because screw you, EVGA. Wouldn't want to make something nice that works. Then again, this is a HP thing. It's probably made like that just to screw with us. So, next part you're going to need, I'm going to have to add on a picture because, again, pre-built system has no new parts except the power supply. Right here, you see this? This is a PCI Express. This is a PCI Express slot, or PCI. I don't remember. One of those two. This is where your graphics card would go. Your graphics card would go there, and it would attach to your power supplies, PCIe power connectors. So this is basically where a video card would go, and it would do all that. I'll add a picture of the video card, since my system neglects to have one, even though it was extremely expensive. Well, I guess it's time we play with this little thing here. Oh, wait, look, what's that? That looks to be like a, onboard graphics chip. Should we take it off? See, how hard is it? Okay, we're not gonna take that off, that hurts. Next thing you're gonna make sure you need to have, or basically you can't build your system at all. A case, a big case. There's a bunch of different types of cases: ATX, micro ATX, mini ATX, eATX. Make sure your motherboard and your case and your power supply all are the same. Like, all are ATX, micro ATX, eATX, extended ATX, if that's what you care about. Care about the full name of them. eATX. So just make sure all of your parts are compatible. So yeah, make sure you need a motherboard, or you can't put everything together, because everything connects to the motherboard somehow. Connects to the motherboard. Powers the motherboard, I should say. This under here is the CPU. You need to make sure you have a CPU cooler. Most CPUs will come with a pre-built, or like a what am I trying to say? Like a brand CPU cooler that'll, SpaghettiOs. That'll, what am I trying to say here? That'll work with your system. This is a Cooler Master one that came with the system. I was surprised when I opened this up the first time, for sure, that it came with the Cooler Master. So, other than that, actually, I'm not taking off this. I will take it off during my how to build a PC video, and possibly talk about it more during my advanced, how to build a PC video, and what you need to build a PC, probes, whatever I was gonna call this. Shoot, stop it. Yeah. Cable management is a good thing, even though it doesn't really matter, because fans, they have really good, they can push through a lot. And I'm going to link a video in the description from Linus Tech Tips. They actually did a video saying if you need cable management or whatnot. Like, if you need to make sure your system's beautiful and has no air obstruction whatsoever. So basically, now we're just going to go through what my system has, what I record on. So basically, I have an, like I said, EVGA 430 watt, 80 plus. We have an Intel i3 4170 running at 3.7 gigahertz, which is fairly fast for an Intel i3 chip. I think it's a Haswell, running on the Haswell base. Under here is some sort of integrated graphics, onboard graphics. I have a terabyte hard drive. That's my system. I really don't have a graphics card. My system's pretty basic, and I have 6 gigabytes of RAM, which all of this I am hoping to upgrade at some point in my life. Hopefully. Alright, so pretty much next, now that you know what I run on, next will be how to clean your PC, which you need to make sure you do. Okay, so guys, we are back, and this part is going to be a proper way to take care of your system. Ooh, I can zoom in. Proper way to take care of your system in, like, cleaning it. So first things first, what you're going to need, you're either going to need something like this, some can of air, or like an air compressor if you would have, or what have you. You can buy these things off Amazon. They're like air pumps, pretty much, like handheld air things. But basically, like, you see that layer of dust. Like, look at this right now. This is my fault. Shame on me. You should never get that much dust in your system at all whatsoever. Okay, so correct. Now that we're there, you probably don't want to do this inside, and I'm not going to do this inside, but I just wanted to get, a good view. And so basically, well, we're just going to do some glorious looking at my system, looking how terrible the cable management is, while I talk about something. So basically, you should clean your computer out about every 2 weeks. Just take off the front side panel, hose her down with this, hose it down. My voice just, got really deep and weird. Just spray, go to town, just make sure it's clean. You should clean out your PC every 2 weeks. If you have, if your house is moderately dusty, at least every 2 weeks. If not, every week. If you have a dog, every 2 weeks is the bare minimum. Because dog hair and dust can actually cause, shortages in your system, because they can conduct electricity. Ow, my finger. They can conduct electricity and cause bad news bears for everything inside this little shebang. And, if your dog is short-haired and sheds a lot, yeah, you want to make sure you get everywhere. Just a bare bones spray down your hard drive, spray down all of in there, spray down your fan, your power supply. But what you should really do, if you have the time, the patience, and the tools, take off your CPU cooler, take out your fan, take out your power supply here, spray them down extremely well. If your case has 2 side panels, which mine doesn't because HP pre-built systems, rivets, the whole thing, take off both side panels if you can. If you have a fractal design case or something like that, both side panels, take them off, just get rid of them. Spray both sides down. It's okay. If your system, if your house is not dusty and you don't have any pets, that have hair or fur or anything, you might be able to get away with cleaning your PC every month. But for the love of all Aphrodite, save your computers. Don't kill them. Just take them outside, spray them down with some can of air. Make sure, if you have any animal, a cat, a dog, rabbit, hamster, gerbil, any of them there, just clean out your computer. Just please clean out your computer. That's all I'm asking. So I'll see you guys on the outside. Or show you the basic way of cleaning off your computer. Okay, so we're outside here where it's so cold you can actually see my breath. Snow on the ground, lovely. So basically, here's what you need to do. Just get down on the bottom of your case first, because this is where dust mostly will collect. Spray it down. Don't do that. Keep your thing a few feet away from the system, or a few inches away, and do it in quick sprays like that. Don't hold it down, or you're going to get something like this. Or not. Screw you can. So you want to get in everywhere, right there. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit. Get in there real good, get inside the fan pretty much. Turn up the fan if you can with a compressed air. That'll help clean it out a lot. Spray off the fan. This power supply is pretty new, so it doesn't have any dust in it yet, I'm assuming. So you want to clean it all off. Get the outside. Don't do that. It's not going to hurt it, but do that to your system, right there. It's kind of hard to record at the same and do it at the same time. So I don't know if you saw that. So here, do somewhere around here, somewhere up there. Dust can even get up there, right there. If you can, get the fan of your power supply. If not, just do this. The next best thing. Get some of that. And other than that, if your system is now clean, you don't get a mile of dust on your hands, you did good. If you get, you can also get like a paper towel or something and wipe that down. But other than that, that's about it for this episode. Except for the fact of what I want to have as a PC compared to what I do have. So, see you in that part.